Hello, 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 hello. Right, I think I am live. Hopefully you can see me. I just appreciate, actually say there's a bit of a color difference. So if you can see me, please just say hi. Obviously I've got some comments coming in, so that's great. Obviously this is a live that I'm doing today. Like, ask me anything. I was in USA, but hey, if you're not doing USA, UK, for example, more than happy to help you. If you don't know, I've just changed departments and I have a look at that. That's beautiful. That is Mexico City in Mexico. I should probably get that one, Mexico City, quite obvious. And just really happy. So I thought I'd kind of do a background, but I do think I need to probably sort the lighting out from the front. So, hey, everyone, if you're here, drop a hi down below. My God, if I can help you with any questions, please, please, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just talk about what I talk about. So, got a couple of hellos that come in already. We've got a Genie New 198. Hello. Rana, I think it is. I'm really bad with names. Please excuse me. Hey, good to see you. I can't pronounce that. Samara. I think that's correct. Don't quote me. But obviously, if you're here, just say a hello. If there's any questions I can help you with as well, please, please, please drop it in the comments down below. Really, this is a Q&A to support you guys. And I just, it's about supporting you in your Amazon journey and what's going on. So give me 2 seconds. I just want to change my headset over. That's fine. There we go. Yes, I can actually hear myself much, much better. So I just obviously, if there's any kind of thing I can help you with in your Amazon journey, please, please let me know. I'm going to watch these lighting levels because they seem a bit lighter in the background than there's me. But in my Amazon USA journey right now, the one thing I am really, really struggling with, and I mean massively, is time. Like to do, my team are now getting more efficient. We've got 3 sourcing VAs. We've got an admin VA, and I'm the purchasing manager. And my God, I am just like the worst person in the world. So I am really, really struggling for time. And this week, immediately after this call, I've got another call with my USA sourcing team, and we're going to be talking about what can we do to speed up the process of getting, should we say, spending more money and making it quicker for myself. If you don't know, obviously I run 3 businesses, UK, USA, and Fast Track FBA. And as a result, it does really take up a lot of my time. So just doing purchasing, really eating up. So it's about speeding that up. But if there's anything else I can help you with, please, please drop it down below. We've got Asif. Fantastic. Hey, Asif. If there's anything I can help you with, drop it in the comments down below. I'm just going to quickly check that we're actually live in the Facebook group. The other thing is right now in my new apartment, which I moved into over the weekend, internet is not being installed yet. So I am actually tethering this off my phone, which is quite an interesting way of doing it. So fingers crossed, should be fine. I have just topped up with extra data as well to make sure we're fine, but I cannot guarantee obviously it's going to be fine, but should be fine. I don't really have a problem with that. Yeah, we are live in the group. Fantastic. So as I just said, the problem I'm facing right now in my business is very much around, should we say, purchasing, spending, having enough time to do the purchasing and to get the deals that my team are finding. So really, we're just working on the next meeting we'll have, which is immediately after this, is about finding out new ways of doing it. And I'll give you one top tip we've already kind of put forward to them. The team is basically creating a purchasing at my company name, email address, and then all my staff can create an account whenever they go to a new supplier, and then what they can do is log in and add the products to the basket. And then when I go to buy, I just log into the account they created, and then they've already got the right products in the basket. So it's going to speed up the process, make it more efficient for us, and allow me to don't have to add the products to basket, go all through add in the delivery address, etc. They will do all of that for me, so I can literally just jump in. Yep, that one, that deal, change quantity, fine, purchase, move on, next one. Speed is, time is money, be super efficient. So that's that. So I'm just going to kind of go through a couple of your questions. If you guys have got questions, please drop them down below. Obviously, I'm here to help you. That is it. That's the whole point of this call. So thanks for going live. I'm new. I have a question. So I'm 18 with no records. Is it possible to get an Amazon seller account with no background, and I live with parents? Yes, I don't see why not. The only thing which you need to just be aware of is, the only thing which I say you might need to be aware of is I think there is a requirement, you need to check it. Just have a look on Amazon about, do you need a credit card? I'm sure they'd be fine with a debit card, but I think when we created a YouTube video once, I remember watching it, and it was like, you need a credit card? because it's like Amazon requires that. So it might be the case that you just get a credit card with like, you know, a £500 limit on it, and as a result you can use that. But do check it. It's the only one thing I think you might struggle with if you've got no record. But I don't see an issue with setting up an Amazon seller account. Obviously, I'm assuming you're like UK, USA, or like, you know, we say Germany, France, Italy, or Spain. And the reason why I say that is because Amazon does have a list of countries which are eligible to create accounts. And for example, right now I'm in Mexico, and the country south of us is Guatemala, and I don't think Guatemala's on that list. So your residency has to be from one of those countries. But if it's one of the mainstream countries, you're going to be fine. But I don't see a problem with you applying or creating an account. And interesting enough, Amazon do say it themselves. If you apply and you get rejected, you can apply again. That's not a problem. The only thing you can't do is if you apply, get accepted, and then ruin your account, i.e. get blocked, then you can't open another one up. But if you apply and get rejected, you can do it again. So just try it. Honestly, do it. We're business people. We try things, we get them wrong, and then we figure them out and get them right. So yeah, I don't see a problem. Living with parents has no issue, and no record, not a problem. I'd probably, you know, my God, when I turned 18, I went straight to the bank and got a credit card. I'm not saying you should, but the one thing which really benefited me is the fact that I then had a credit rating. So, and that's something really important, showing that you can manage credit. So it's up to you, but I don't think you should have a problem. I've got a question here. Can we do Amazon F fulfillment by merchant from a third-party warehouse? Who will handle returns and other services for us? Yeah, don't see why not. Kev Blackburn over in the UK. Also, he's, oh my God, I've forgotten the name of the company. Just typing Life Success Engineer into YouTube or Kev Blackburn Amazon into Google. I know for a fact that he'll do third-party, you know, fulfillment by merchant from his warehouse, and they can. Obviously, it's going to cost. Generally speaking, FBA is cheaper most of the time, unless you're doing big items, but you are going to be fine. Like, I don't see a problem with that. And you can definitely do it. There is a cost associated with it, but if you are trying to do, should we say, FBM into the UK, followed into Amazon UK, and then maybe want to do the same FBM into eBay, exactly the same. So you can do that as well. But yeah, no problem at all. We've got here is, I applied to your company, hope to hire me. Yep, hey, good luck. Honestly, fantastic. My team will obviously go through the test, and we do like assessments and interviews. So good luck with that. I think you'll, you know, I can't say one way or the other. Good luck, and hopefully it should be successful there if you're doing well. So, quick question: tell us about some advice for sourcing techniques at Amazon USA while living outside the USA. Well, the one thing which I'll say, you know, great question, by the way, thank you so much. I think, look, one of the questions I'd always say to you guys is, if you are sourcing for like the USA or UK and you don't live in the country, it doesn't change. At the end of the day, the deals you're buying still the deals you're buying. Now, what you really want is you want prep. Not really want, you should have, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it because you'd really struggle, is you want prep in the same country. So say, for example, you're sourcing, you know, I don't know, you live in the UK, like, well, I don't live in the UK, I'm in Mexico right now, but if you're not in the USA and you're sourcing to buy in the USA, what you're going to be doing is obviously sourcing for your products, shipping them to a US prep center. For me, I use a prep center in New Hampshire, and all our purchases go there. And so whenever we buy anything, number one, our shipping address is in New Hampshire, and number two, we incorporate an LLC with banking in Delaware. So quite simply, everything's US based as far as the supplier is concerned. We are a US company, we have a US trading address, you have a US bank account, everything. There are no kind of like questions asked. And then as a result, the advantage to this is that you can buy from pretty much everyone in the US, apart from those suppliers whereby they're like, we only ship to the local states, not the national ones. If I give an example, like Seth Baker, he does books. I met him in Mexico when I was over in Cancun. Great guy from the UK as well. He's got a UK-based LLC, a UK-based LTD, so a company in the UK, and then he trades over in the USA. And the problem he has is the fact that he can't buy from all suppliers. Why? Because not all suppliers will allow him to enter the card details for the billing address outside the USA. So that's one thing to do. But for you, prep exactly, shipment sourcing exactly the same. Generally, you want to keep your operations in the same country you're buying from. Just makes it more efficient. And my God, you'd never want to buy from the USA, ship it to the UK, generically. That would be a nightmare. Not to say you shouldn't. There are business reasons why you might, but general arbitrage, I would avoid it because the costs are going to be very prohibitive. If at all you can get it shipped, I'd be very surprised if Walmart shipped to London, for example, without charging you an astronomical fee. So yeah, that's the point. But sourcing, and then obviously once you've done the incorporation requirements, outside of that, sourcing is just normal. Check out Fast Track FBA YouTube. You'll see some sourcing videos. Top ones I probably really recommend. I really like voucher code sourcing. I think it's really good, especially in the US. We see a lot of that. We had a lot of it at 4th of July. Reverse sourcing, that's another good one. I think they're really good, and they're quite fundamentals. So do that. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, thank you. Good question. Right, give me 2 seconds. I have got, there you go, we're coming up on there. Thank you for the live. Please elaborate what your preferences are to deal with Amazon seller account, FBA, wholesale, and retail arbitrage. Totally or parallel will be fine. Short answer, Amazon doesn't differentiate between FBA, wholesale, and retail arbitrage. To them, you're just a trader. That's it. You trade other people's goods. But the one thing you need to be aware of is you can have separate accounts for valid reasons, but you can never ever sell the same ASINs. And generally speaking, you've got to read Amazon's terms and conditions because they don't really like multiple accounts unless there's a valid reason. That's the important thing. It's not like, yeah, you can have it no matter, don't worry. It's you shouldn't have it unless there's a valid reason. And if you get caught selling the same ASIN, that's just a big no-no. So generally, a good rule of thumb might be like, hey, we have like a beauty product wholesaler or beauty product company which does retail arbitrage and wholesale for beauty products. Fantastic, that's all they do. And then we have another LLC, for example, which has another Amazon selling account which does like, I don't know, Poison Games. And I'm not saying that I know the exact answer. I have 3 accounts in the UK, but we don't trade under all 3. We only trade under 1. But the idea is just be mindful that you cannot sell the same ASINs. That's the important point. So be very careful when you do that because otherwise you're going to have a problem. A typical example would be like private label branded sellers. They are going to have one account for one brand, another account for another brand, another account for another brand, and as a result, they'll never sell the same ASIN because they're different brands. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. You can do it that way because you're never selling the same ASIN. The big thing is just don't sell the same products. What I will say, guys, if you've got questions, please drop them down below. Let me have a quick sip of my coffee, and I'll continue answering questions. So got it here. Thanks for your answer. My next question is, do you think it's okay to get £1,000 loan from Iwaka to get products if I can pay off the £1,000 fairly easily amount because of my job? I don't know Iwaka, I think it is, but I think they're like a payday lender, if that makes sense. If you're going to ask me, I would say this to anyone, do not go into business, whether it be Amazon or anything else, 2 things. Basically, the money you invest into the business has got to be money that you're willing to lose and the money that you can afford to lose. So my short question for you is if you can easily pay it off because of your job, fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, why not get the loan? Why not save the money from your job and then once you've saved it, then invest it? Why is that important? Because it's going to do 2 things. Number one, the £1,000 is going to get you going, and you can afford to lose it because you saved it. You don't have any debt against it. And then number 2, if you can show that after, let's say, for example, it takes you 4 months to save £1,000, £250 a month. Not easy, but also you could do it. I don't know your personal circumstances. Then the idea is that once you get selling on Amazon, then every month thereafter, you can keep adding additional 200 in. And if I give you an example, Sean Gilbert, he started his business like £600, did retail arbitrage, and every month thereafter, he added an extra £600 into his business. I think of that 600 could have been 500. But right now, this guy's doing 6 figures easy, really on as well. Very profitable. He owns his own van. He's got 3 like warehouses in his garden. I've been there as well. He's got multiple staff, multiple VAs as well. All started with about £500 and £500 every month for the first 2 years he put in. If you can do that, you'll be fine. But it's got to be the fact that you're able to lose it and the fact that if you can add the money in. So do I think it's right to take a loan? Generally speaking, I'd say no.
You can do it, but as long as you know what you're doing. And you might ask, what do I do between now and when I start £1,000? Well, short answer is just start looking for deals. Finding deals is really hard. Sharing them with knowledgeable people. Do you like this deal? Would you buy it? And if so, why not? If not, why not? That knowledge is going to be super key. Share, and you'll soon kind of get over the bad buys, and you'll get good at sourcing. Practice. That's all you're going to do once you start investing. You want to be able to say, right, I've got my £1,000 now, spend, and here are the 20 deals I'm spending on. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, get started, honestly. What do we got here? Our sales have dropped from 125 day to 40 day because we are less than 600 units now. We will receive our shipment by next week. Okay, that's fine. All I just say is keep shipping in your stock. It's going to be the point this happens. And if you're doing private label, PPC, etc., look at your ranking. That's going to be very important. If you haven't got the units in, obviously get the units shipped. The majority of what we do is arbitrage. That's going to be super important. Or even like the wholesale model is very similar. Private label is a bit different because it takes from China, and I know right now the shipping costs from China are extortionate. So something very interesting there. But keep going. What do you got here? So our strategies. What strategies do you recommend to gain sales, PPC or giveaways? I'm not a PPC expert. I'm not a private label branded expert. So take what I say with the biggest pinch of salt and double check everything. I mean, really double check. And if someone else says something different, who knows what they're talking about, take what they say. I did a video once with Clydus. I would really recommend joining his group and seeing what he says, because he knows this. But if you had to ask me, I don't think giveaways are a very good way of doing private label. I'm not hearing much positive. I'm not hearing a lot of people recommending them. What PPC I generally think is the only way. Amazon's very interested. And the reason is two things. Amazon cares about the customer, it cares about itself. PPC is a really good way of Amazon caring about itself because they make more money, so they promote your product. So that's one thing I kind of hear, but I'm not perfect, and I don't even do PPC, so I can't help you. So please. You said here, or we can, or basically we can do PPC or giveaways, and should we reduce the price of 3 to 4 days to get sales out? I don't know the short answer. I really don't. I don't think I could. I don't think I would be the right person to help you on this, just because for you it's got to be about, I'm guessing it's like getting your sales ranked up. If it was me in the situation, I had a product I wanted to improve, you're doing 600 units a week and now you're doing 40, or I think about 300 a week. The short answer, 7 a.m. in Mexico, is that I would just probably get PPC going. But I would also ask in other groups, as much as you're trying to listen to me, I don't know, and this isn't my expertise, and I don't want to advise you otherwise. So short answer is go find someone who knows. That's the answer. Go to groups, say what your problem is, share what your options are, and let people give you feedback. And also, so just be careful. Lots of people, keyboard warriors, like to share what they do. Just make sure that the people you're listening to actually know what they're talking about. That's why I'm saying I don't know what I'm talking about, so be careful. So yeah, cool. If you guys have got any questions, please let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. And if there's anything I can do to help improve you, that'd be fantastic. 1 second, let me just have some coffee. Nice. So yeah, there's anything I could do to help you out, grow your businesses, questions, arbitrage, selling on Amazon, working with VAs, etc., USA, that'd be really helpful. Like I said before at the very beginning of this, the one biggest problem we're facing with right now is purchasing. And that's a real challenge. Like for me, my team in the USA are probably doing easily $3,000 a week on spend. So that's probably what, $12,000 a month in spend, which will probably net out to about 25,000, 30,000 US a month in revenue. And the biggest problem is we're struggling with spend. And it's not the fact that we don't have the money, we do, but the problem comes is that it's me, I don't have the time. So we're really trying to drive that. So one thing I was recommended is my team creating accounts, putting them in baskets. Number 2, one thing they've been doing a lot of recently now is getting them to do the deal analysis in the calls, and that's about me supporting them. But what we might say is get them to do the deal analysis of each other's deals prior to coming to the call, and then during the call we can just have conversations about the ones that we're not sure of. What else would you say? And then we're really looking for other methods, other options to really just improve what we're doing and getting better. That's going to be really important. And this is about time and efficiency. We've got the money to spend. Priority should always be spend the money. Number 2, then should be about finding enough deals to spend the money. And then also number 3 should be about getting enough or increasing the quality of deals so that when we spend the money, we're getting better results. So that's something that I'm really challenging with right now. And if you don't know, I'm off to the US on Friday. Today is Monday for like 8 days. So that's going to be hard work as well. So lots and lots going on, but we will get there. And this is just part of growing a business, scaling it, and really looking forward to working with the team and getting those problems fixed. So if you guys have got questions, please drop them down below. If there's anything I can help you with, drop it down below. I'd be very interested to know. So what have we got here? KCAS watching from the Philippines. Hey, obviously hope everything's doing well. My team obviously give me updates on what's going on in the Philippines. Not a question, just want to thank you for all your videos, helping a lot, not a problem. If there's anything I can do another video for, feel free to let me know. We are doing some work in regards to the VA Academy, sourcing, how we support our VAs, how we hire our VAs and what we do, and also some of the video content. We're putting a lot more video content out about VAs right now, so certainly share that as well. And also here we've got a thank you for your answer. Fantastic, I'm glad I can help. So what I will say is if you guys have got questions, do let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, it's just going to be like me sitting here talking on my own, talking about my business, what I'm doing, maybe the challenges we're facing, obviously USA, UK, and obviously can share with that. But I'd love to obviously know what your problems are and if I can help you. So let me know in the comments down below, or just how you're getting on. I really like to hear that. Let me have some coffee. I love my coffee. 7 a.m. in the morning, you need a lot of coffee. Do you like my view? Look at that. By the way, that isn't a what do you call it? That isn't a background as in like a picture. That is actually like a real, that's a real bit of glass back there. That is a beautiful view. I'm really happy with that. That's very lovely. And I thought I would share that with you today. I do realize I need to do some better lighting because I'm getting a bit dark. So let me know if there's anything I can do to help you out. Oh, I love coffee. I absolutely love coffee. Let me know if you love coffee in the comments down below. Cool. So I appreciate we've got a lot of people right now live from the YouTube. I'd be very interested in if you've got many people coming in from the Facebook chat. So let me know in the comments down below if you're in the Facebook group. USA, I'm just checking my phone. Nope, nothing huge coming through. That's fine. So got a question just come in here. Can you explain how can we get tax exemption? I assume that is your text as we are doing retail arbitrage, but when supplier becomes to know we are a reseller, they cancel our orders. We are using your platform. Fantastic. Well, first things first, thank you for using the platform. Great question. So 2 things you've really got there, 2 parts to that. Number 1, tax exemption, and then number 2, in regards to reseller cancelling order. Let's just jump on the last one first. Reselling cancelling orders. Look, I would really recommend reaching out to the the supplier, asking, hey, why did you cancel my order? What's going on? We've had it in the USA, massive amounts. And we still get it in the UK, but we really know suppliers. Long story short, what are you looking for? Well, what you're looking for is you want to understand why. Like, for example, I have a billing address, which is in Delaware, so that's my LLC. I have a prep center in New Hampshire, and if I don't use a VPN, my IP address is located in Mexico. So the banks or the people, the websites I'm buying from are a bit like, this guy's a bit weird, like that's a red flag, massive red flag, so they cancel orders. Number 2, quantity limits. Number 3, different shipping and billing addresses, really hard to get around. I have had quite a few successes being able to use my shipping address as a billing address, and then they let the order go through, and then because they are the same, it does work. But I think really at a fundamental level, you've got to ask why they're cancelling. Now, there's a couple of things you can do if they are not reseller friendly. Then I do think that you just need to be very, you can go down the route of ordering small quantities, but at the end of the day, I just don't think it's a good practice. It's going to help you today, but long-term wise, you want to, if it's a good product, you want to keep ordering more. And if you can't order enough, then don't bother. It's just not going to be helpful. So don't worry about that. So, and then long story short, with a supplier, I would, if they're just not taking your orders and they're not reseller friendly, stop ordering them. That's it. Go find someone who wants your money. That's it. Honestly, it's not worth your time. In regards to tax exemption, you can't really get tax exemption in the US. It's all based on where your shipping address is. So unless you speak to them and you say, hey, I'm a business, they do B2B rather than B2C, They might have the ability to do that, but most of the websites generally aren't set up for B2B. They're not here to sell to businesses. They're here to sell to customers. And when they ship to the address that your prep center is, or wherever you're shipping to, that address is about going to set your tax requirements. So like, for example, don't quote me, if you're going to ship to Texas, I think it is, I was looking at buying a laptop, I think that was about like a 5% tax I had to pay on it. But if I shipped it to my warehouse in New Hampshire, that's a 0% tax. So look for 0% tax rates for your prep center, and that's going to be like New Hampshire. What's the other one? My God, New Hampshire, and the other one is it's up north. I've completely forgotten the name of it. It's like up north, one of the northern states. Find your prep center, do your logistics up there, because when you purchase it, you're going to have 0 tax on it as well. So top tip for you, do that. That's how you can avoid it. Most suppliers will not do B2C and do tax exemption. Unless you're doing wholesale, then wholesale are fine, because they'll just see a tax business reseller's invoice, and you'll be like, fine, they'll do B2C. So I hope that answers your question. Let me know in the comments down below. Right, got a question coming in through from the Facebook group. I see this is Chris West. Chris West, do you like my background? Look at my background. That's actually a real background. It's real. I love that. That's Mexico City, 7 a.m. in the morning, hence the kind of like color difference. But moving on, Chris West here has come in and said, looking into the USA side of selling, where is a good place to start in terms of research or YouTube videos or live sessions? If you're going to ask me, ask the questions in the live sessions. I'll give you pretty much everything you want to know. There are 2 options you can really go down. I've talked about this before, but I'll talk about it again. UK-based LTD over to USA, fine. I just don't like it. I don't think it's the right way to do. The other option is USA-based LLC over to UK, over to USA LLC, and trade it that way. So basically where the entity is physically located. And the reason why I say that is because where the entity is where the bank accounts register the billing address to, and then when you make payments, that's where the billing address is. Now, Seth Baker told me about this. You have 15 book suppliers, you can only order from 5 because the billing address has to be in the USA, or only out of 5 of the 15 book suppliers can they order with the billing address outside the USA. So long story short, really, I think if you're going to be long-term, good investment, if you're going to tinker, fine, you can do it UK, but I don't think it's worth it. Long-term, we're putting in tens of thousands of pounds eventually over the course of the year. One of my internal goals is I probably wouldn't mind trying to hit 1 million next year if I can in USA. Like, I just see it right now. We're running at like 50% ROIs, margins are really healthy. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And sales are like, fine, no problems with that, and stocks turning. So much bigger sales volume. So I think long-term wise, LLC, you should just do it from day one. It does take longer. You've got to do an EIN number. You've got to get set up, bank accounts. It does take time. You can do it all online. I did it all remotely, but it just takes a bit of time. But I think that at the end of the day, you're going to have access to more suppliers, and we know it. The more suppliers you got access to, the easier it is. And number 2, even if you can do like the 0% tax rates, because I think there's a bit of a weird thing in the fact that, like, basically, if you're a US resident, you should, for tax purposes, register your corporation. You don't have to. It just generally works out better in your home state. Because if you don't, you then have to register it in your home state anyway, and you use what's known as like you create something else. I don't really understand. It doesn't really apply to me. But we, as people outside the USA, are able to create an LLC in any part of the country we want, and as a result, we can take advantage of the 0% tax rates. So I have an LLC in Delaware, I have a prep center in New Hampshire, which works fine, and I think that would be the route I go down. Also, long-term wise, you want to get a credit card. My God, the cashback in the UK is good. Cashback in the UK is double. Right now we've got 300,000 Amex points across the UK. Or ABS points. The USA, you'd be looking to do double that, and obviously you can get better rewards, and obviously you need to fly to the US to see your company, for example. So I generally believe if you're going to do it, USA LLC, and then I think ask questions here, and then that's it. It's incorporation, and then after you're doing that, it's just selling, easy, and you know that. Chris, I know you know that you're doing it very successfully in the UK. So that is my long story short answer, or short story long. Sorry. Hope that helped you out. Let me know in the comments down below. Couple of questions here we've got coming in. I'm a private label virtual assistant, and I found my first client. Well done. He's paying $200. What career advice do you do? Do a good job. Watch loads of YouTube videos. Smash it. Do a really good job. That is it. If I have a VA comes in, watch. I would be living under the sun, doing every single video I can watch. Last thing, and I've had millions of VAs come to me like, "Hey, sir, I can do this," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, show me." And they can't. And I was like, "Have you even watched one of the YouTube channels?" And if in my videos, if you have, you'd know how to like analyze a keeper graph, but they don't. So watch videos, learn, show your quality, and then also get paid more than $200 a month. So that's cool. Let's move on. Well done. When's the right time to search for virtual assistant? There is never, I can't tell you that answer. A couple of short stories or things that I say. Generally, I used to say like when you've got about £4,000 or dollars spare to invest, when you know how to analyze a deal and your business is profitable and you know what you're doing. The reason is if you don't know what you're doing, how can you help someone else? That's a challenge. Number two is if you don't have the money to invest, well, that VA is now just going to become a liability on your balance sheet, and they're not going to generate. They need to invest cash into the deals they find to generate profits, which you can then spend on your stock, which will generate profit. So you need to have cash. That's a really important one. But the interesting thing, which I will say, is speaking to a lot of people who've got VAs, and obviously we've done over 200. We've done over 200 VAs now. We've got a private group with over 200 VAs. Is to say that a lot of clients have come back and said they wish they'd hired their first VA sooner. It takes time, it takes 3 months. And once you realize like the power of it, you can get it right, they're like, man, we should have done this sooner. So something for you just to think about, get it right. It's only when it's you're ready. Also, you've got to have time. I'm trying to manage 3 VAs right now in like effectively, oh my God, 4 hours a week. And it's hard. It's really hard. And obviously I'm used to managing and I've got a lot of experience. So that's the only thought I can kind of give. What's the best category to sell? What's the category that products seem to be the best and the easiest? Best and easiest aren't the same questions. Best is the one that's going to make you the most money for the least amount of time and investment. Easiest is the one that's probably going to have the most competition. So I don't know that most people do like health and beauty, toys and games. That's a very generic one, very normal. New sellers are always going to struggle. But I think for you is really just having a look at what you want, what's going to work for you. And I would just put out there, I don't think you should go for necessarily the easiest or the best. You got to go for the one which makes the money for you. We talk about in the USS 80-20 sheet, track your spend, track where your money is coming from. That's going to be super, super important. So yeah, I think if you guys have got questions, please let me know down below. I'm just going to have a quick drink of my coffee. My God, that sun is coming up. It's beautiful, but when it comes up, it means I get darker and darker. So I have to kind of get closer and closer and closer. So my camera picks up my face. Because if I come back here, I get it too dark. So next week, guys, I will have a light on me, which will help me out. And obviously a beautiful view. If you've got questions, let me know down below. Amazon USA, preferably, but if not, I will help you out with the UK. Or just share my thoughts on what I'm doing, what's going on in my business. So let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, it's going to be me talking to myself, and hopefully that's been useful. We've got here, Gene, thanks for helping me out. Not a problem. Yeah, definitely. Just at the end of the day, I said to people, do what works in your business. That's going to be the most important thing. Really, really push that. Like, oh, I'm doing this, and this seems to be working. Because my God, if I tell you right now, hey, go do toys and games, my God, there might be like 20 other people watching this live stream even afterwards and be like, oh, we'll do toys and games. And they may all do that. But then just that isn't going to work because too many people are doing it. So test, try many things, do what works in your business. Right, let's go and see some other questions we've got here. Is applied. Hey, honey, applied for a VA sourcing the system. Fantastic. Yeah, good luck. Honestly, well done. Watch videos in the meantime. This is about what we do, and good luck. Honestly, fantastic. So thank you for applying, by the way. Who have we got here? So Samara. Okay. After Amazon UK and USA, do you have any plans to see potential in other US Amazon marketplaces? Yes, I do. I talked about it in my last live. I have a kind of personal ambitious goal that I'd like to create a third Amazon selling account in Germany. I talked about it before. Why is the UK like the natural progression from the USA? Kind of, or maybe the other way around, if you're a UK seller like me going to USA. Well, quite simply, the fact that English speaking, very simple. Now, we can all watch the American YouTubes, etc., but I do think generally that because of like language difference and just general awareness, that the German market is so underutilized because the language difference and people not knowing about arbitrage. And then on the other hand as well, if you want to know, Germany is a bigger marketplace than the UK. So number one, probably less competition, and number two is you are going to have less competition, but also as well, you're going to have more customers. So I generally believe that that is going to be a good opportunity. So at the end of this year, one of my goals is to hire a team, do this for Germany, and try and see if we can do 3 Amazon accounts. That would be fantastic. But that's it. I don't know how that's going to look like. We'll probably dump like 10,000 US into it and hire a couple of VAs and see how far we can take it. My God, if I can take that to 1 million as well next year, that would be like amazing. So we shall find out. Right. But okay, great question. Let me know, obviously, what marketplaces you're selling in, Samara. Obviously, really interested there. So Honey says, thank you very much. Not a problem. And you also usually do live sessions every week. Yes, you can see them on my YouTube channel and my Facebook groups. I do them, not a problem. So JL has dropped in here. Do you have any interest in private label, wholesale, etc., only arbitrage? I do have interest in wholesale. I think the real question is, look, you get too many people who do, let's call it, they'll do arbitrage. Then they'll be like, oh, I'm going to do some wholesale, cool. And then I'm going to do private label. And I'm like, cool. And then you ask them how they're getting on, and they're doing okay in all of them, but never one area. They're really, really smashing it. And if you look at like Watch Me Amazon, 8-figure seller. If you look at Amazon Lit, their 8-figure seller, 50 million they're doing right now. Long story short, my phone is just doing, if you don't know right now, I'm tethering off my phone. Why? Because I don't actually have Wi-Fi. That's fine. I've updated, so it should be fine. I don't have Wi-Fi in my house, but I should get that installed today. But long story short is too many people do too many things, and they become a jack of all trades, master of none. And you don't get paid very well for being a jack of all trades. You get paid for being a master of one. So if arbitrage is working for you and we're on course to do 1 million, why do something else? Like, my God, I think I could probably take arbitrage in the UK to like 5 million. Just keep doing it. Like, we know the model. We don't have to learn anything new. We just keep doing what we do better. So that's why I'm really just doing arbitrage. But I will do a bit of wholesale, but not so heavily right yet. But I'll kind of hire and develop a team to do the wholesale, probably in the UK initially, and then go from there. But I think, look, for you guys, it's just got to be, do one thing really, really well, make it work. Let's just kind of come through. Do you like BuyBot Pro? Yeah, I think it's a good bit of software. I think if you're a new seller, I think it's absolutely fantastic. They're really good at kind of like helping you out, talking it through. It has the graphs in there, very simple. It works. I know Matt Webley, the creator, and Karen as well. We use it in the VA Academy. We also FBA multi-tool. We also use SAS. I don't use BuyBot Pro when I do my sourcing, but I don't do sourcing at all. I only do deal analysis, and I'll probably use a variation of SAS and FBA multi-tool. My God, it's just what I'm used to, and we're creatures of habit. But it doesn't mean it's a bad product. A lot of my team like to use it, and a lot of our clients use it as well. So it's a really popular product. I know a lot of people do. So no problems with it. I think it's they've done a really good job. And if you're definitely selling, I think for new sellers, I think it's a really good one. They really help you out, like guide you through what you need to know. So yeah. What do we got here? Quick question we've got here. Williams asked, I joined late. How's the USA going? I'm part of other groups and seen that there's some looming challenges with OA and Amazon and other challenges with brand severely limiting the brand products on Amazon. Will you eventually try your private label? I just talked about this a minute ago. Amazon USA is going well. Like, I am happy with Amazon USA. Long story short, oh my God, let me see if I can load it up actually. I can kind of tell you my margin. lifetime margin, and don't get me wrong, we've only done like 2,000, 3,000 US dollars in sales. Let me just load it up. Hopefully my computer's not dying on us. Yeah, lifetime sales 3,000. We've just broken the 3,000 mark on USA, and profit is £770, 88 units, and ROI is 53%. Margin on that is 25%. And you know what? I'm looking at that and I'm like, damn, that is good. I'm really happy with that. So the question I'm really going to be asking is like, how can I keep doing this? Right now, we're struggling. I'm struggling. Time. I talked about that earlier on. Time. I need to work with my team. I've got 3 sourcing VAs and 1 admin VA to be more efficient. I genuinely believe we will get there, but that's it. It's time. I don't have enough time to purchase 2 other businesses. And my God, I will enjoy Mexico. Look at this. This is Mexico back here. This is not a background. This is real Mexico City. I love this. I just love this view, by the way. So really, quite simply, I'm just really trying to spend all the money, and the opportunity is amazing. I think, my God, we're in like July right now, just started, and I'm sitting here again. We've done 3,000. I'm asking myself, can I do $250,000 by the year end? I think I can, but I'm going to have to get very creative and very aggressive on what we do. So purchasing managers, for example, that's what we're looking to do. But in regards to challenges, you talked about it, brands. Yeah, there are brands you can't buy. Yeah, there are products you can't sell. I don't know about the private label side. It's not something that I'm interested in. I don't have a USP in it. I don't know it as well as other people, and I should be starting to the bottom. Arbitrage, I know, it's super efficient. And also as well, private label, I talked about it in Facebook group in the UK. Shipping costs from China over to US and UK are insane right now. Like, they have gone up 1,000%. Full container used to be 1,500, and now it's like pushing $20,000. It's just you got to factor that into your costs, and it's going to really hit you. So I'm really staying away from private label, and I quite like arbitrage. It works. My team know it, we know it, and it works really well. So I'll keep doing that. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, we keep smashing it. But my God, there are challenges in life all the time. You just overcome them. So yeah, hopefully that has answered your question, William. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do that. What have we got here? So Honey has dropped a question. Do you do PPC and fast track APA? Nope, not at all. I've done well over £1 million worth of sales. We haven't done 1 million in 12 months, but I have done 1 million over a year. Never done a single bit of PPC. Do you need to? A lot of sales are having success with it. I think you can definitely do it, but I don't know if we will do it. I would like to test it, but right now we're just not in the position. We need to get in the position of doing it. So we've got some other things to work out first. Oh my God, there's so much money to spend. Wow. Like, honestly, so much opportunity right now. UK is flying, USA is flying. It's good times. Honestly, I'm really, really happy. And even though like COVID's changing, restock limits, there's still so much opportunity, honestly. But short answer, no, but we should probably do it, but I don't we're selling well. What do we got here? Should I get an accountant straight away? I think you should probably speak to an accountant. You don't need to get straight away. Get the business going first, start making some sales, but don't worry too much. I'm not a tax professional. Again, speak to an accountant. It kind of sounds a bit like a joke. Don't speak to an accountant, but do. Long story short is, even like my accountants over e-commerce accountants in the UK, I know Joe, the owner of the company, really well. I speak to him quite regularly. I did a video with him, and his first advice is don't worry too much about getting an accountant straight away. Just start making some sales. Once you've got the sales, then you can do it. And generally, most accountants will be like, once you speak to them, they'll say, hey, great to hear you getting going. Tell me a bit about your business, where you're at, how you're structured. Cool, that sounds right. Just make sure you're aware of this, and then come back and speak to us in like 9 months once you've finished your first year, and we can start filing your accounts. That's generally what will happen. So do you need to speak to an accountant straight away? Yes, you can have the conversation. Yes, keep yourself informed. Yes, have the point of contact. But number 2, do you need to be on top of it? Do you need to be like, right, we're dealing with accountants all the time? No, they'll generally just say, get sales first. But the one thing I will say is, do make sure you are keeping very good records. And number 2, do not use personal and private cards together. If you are like a sole trader in the UK, and you can do UK, you can trade as a private individual, and same in the USA as well. If you're going to trade under your name, that's fine. Just go set another bank account, set up another credit card. Do not ever use that bank account or credit card for personal transactions. number one, there's like liability issues in USA. It's dangerous, but even in the UK and USA, just for accounting, my God, like don't mix transactions. It's going to be a lot harder to say, yeah, well, like that transaction, that's for my shopping for my house. That transaction at exactly the same store, that's for like the Nike shoes I bought. Just don't do it. Separate cards, separate bank accounts, keep your business very separate, very, very easy, and it makes accounting so much easier. So keep on top of those accounts, very, very important. You've done here, sorry for the noob questions. No, there is no stupid question. I promise you that there's no stupid question. My God, I'll tell you what is stupid, not asking enough questions. Ask more questions than you need to, and you'll get the answer. So hopefully it's good. Guys, if you've got a question, drop it down below. I'm trying to drink some coffee. My God, my throat's going to disappear. 7 in the morning, wake up, start doing a live video. So honestly, hopefully it's been useful for you guys. I've got about 5 minutes left and I'm going to need to drop off. So if you've got any final questions, please, please, please drop them down below. Maybe there's anything about your business that you want help with, or just kind of answers that I can kind of help you with. I try and do these sessions to support you guys. Also talk about my Amazon USA journey, like right now. You know, I said it before. We've got the money, we've got the deals. We haven't got enough time in my hands. That's the problem. So I can't really get more time, but the question is, how can I get my team more efficient so we can do more better results in less of my time? And that's the problem. So we're gonna have to try and improve that. So that's something that I'm facing with. But you guys, if you've got any questions, please, please, please drop it down below. Otherwise I will drop off, but I've got about 5 minutes left before I have to finish. But I need to have some coffee first. Too early in the morning, 7 a.m. Oh, I do love coffee. Absolutely love it. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Right. I think that's everyone's asked their questions. I'm not getting any questions coming in. Oh, got another one coming in here. If you want to blow up faster KFB, you should 10,000%. I love it. Not even 100%. 10,000% look into doing vids on TikTok. Interesting enough, I don't mind it. I just kind of know like what kind of vids to do, how to do that, what they look like. So I'm off to the US next week, so I might kind of do some vids for that and see how it goes. But hey, thank you. Maybe I will create a TikTok account and we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you so much. I'll see how that goes. But thank you, honestly, thank you for the feedback. And obviously, always interested just sharing the message, sharing the love, and sharing the feedback. So got a question here: how many hours do you work a week? Amazon UK business, and again, we're doing about 1 million. We'll do 1 million in a year. I'd probably work 2 hours a week, 1 hour of my admin VA, 1 hour, I say 1 hour, I don't, it's a half-hour chat, 1 hour with my purchasing manager, and then kind of like once a month, we'll do a full P&L review. That's it. Generally, that's my static, and then I'll have what's known as fixed time. I do the fixed time, and then I do what's known as agenda items on top. So really want to, if there's a problem, I'll schedule an agenda. But what I don't like to do is I really like to minimize the amount of time I spend on just operational day-to-day. So hence why we only do 1.5 hours a week on 1 hour admin for accounts, and that's with my accounting VA. And then number 2 is half an hour with my purchasing manager. Really simple. That's it. USA, in theory, it should be 5 hours a day, 5 hours a week with my team reviewing, followed by another 1.5 hours a day purchasing and doing administration. But I just don't have enough time nor the willpower to do it right now. I'm really, really struggling. And then fast track FBA, God knows, a lot. Absolute lot. So I can't tell you the exact answer. But if I were to say that all the other time outside of that is fast track FBA, that's it. So yeah. Out of topic. I hope that answers your question, JL. Quick thing here. Sorry, my camera's out of focus, and I think it's because like there's such a bright background and I'm quite dark. So out of topic though, how do you like your coffee? Plain, black, or with milk? Kay, I will tell you a quick thing. I'm quite a believer in this life. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm stupid. And my coffee, I just like it. Coffee and milk, or coffee and sugar. Oh my God, coffee and water. I used to have like lattes with 2 sugars, lots of milk, easy to get fat. You know what, just simple pleasures in life. Black coffee, and I have instant coffee. I don't have specialty coffee because wherever I go in the world, I can buy Nescafe. It's super simple. It's just the same stuff, same cup. And I want to keep it simple. I don't want to be like, oh no, it's a special coffee. It's not. That's not what I want. The other one I read somewhere the other day, I think it's like Ronaldo. He eats the same meal, like the same meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he's probably eaten the same type of food for the last like 20 years. You know, a lot of people talk about it just having very easy routines. I eat the same breakfast. I just keep it super simple. So that's what I like. And same way with my coffee. Keep it simple. Kiss. So I hope that answers the question. William's come in. I wonder why people ask how much time you work in your business. You have a team, so it should be how many hours do you work with your team? Yeah, agreed. And I think it's all conceptual. You know, we're all at different levels. Jeff Bezos said it is not, you know, the whole thing in the e-com, in the entrepreneurial space is like grind, work harder, sleep less, do. And Jeff Bezos talks about it, it's like, look, at the end of the day, his job is to make 2 or 3 good decisions a day, maybe a week, that's it. And if he's sleep deprived, that's going to be a bad decision. So, you know, the question I kind of ask is, it's not about hours I do in my business at all. It's about hours which make a difference. And the way I try and structure my time is always about anything which is operational day to day. I minimize the hell out of. I have very clear what they report, what they give to me, what I need to know, and we share that very fast, very efficiently. And I have some questions like my whole Amazon business I can review in 30 minutes a week, and I can skip that once a week if I need to. It doesn't really matter, but that's it. I don't need to do any more than that. But the idea is to say that but when we do need to spend quality, why? Because then I can spend quality time on things that matter, like changing our prices, talking about new incentive structure, talking about how we can spend more money, talking about strategic plans going forward. They are things which make a difference. The day-to-day operational aspects are not important. They are keeping you on the right path. And then it's the time that I spend changing that direction of that travel on the path is the most important thing, which I think is really, really good. So again, you know, whether I could spend 50 hours a week on my Amazon business and compared with someone who spends 5 hours, the 5 hours could be much better. Again, you know, you're right. It's not really about hours. It's about productive hours, which have a result. But I'm going to have to drop it up there. So if you've got any final questions, drop them in, but I will quick fire. But William, I hope that's been useful for you. Jeannie knows, is it coming home? If you know, I don't know. I really don't know. We shall find out. Fingers crossed. And then Kay said black coffee is the best. Yeah, I like it. Kiss, keep it simple. Keep everything simple. Keep everything in your business. Bill Gates said this. I think it's Bill Gates, or it could have been the guy who took over from him, who Steve Ballmer. He was like, anyone can make something complex, but it takes an intelligent person to keep it simple. And then when you're talking about your business, is like, always just communicate a very simple message. Like for my team in the Amazon business, I'm like, what are we here to achieve? We're just here to spend all the money. That's it. Find me deals I can spend the money on. You know, if the ROI isn't perfect at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But if I've got money left in the bank account every single week, that's the problem. So let's spend all the money first. Once we've done that, then we can start worrying about getting better deals. But let's not worry too much about better deals. Let's get the money spent. And right now we've got the loan, you know, we're talking over £100,000 in bank accounts. We're like, oh, so much money to spend, so much opportunity, just got to get enough deals. And so we'll get there. We will, I promise you. And Christmas is looking exciting, but let's see how it goes. But hey, I'm going to wrap it up there because I appreciate I have got another team that I know to go speak to. But hey, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully it's been useful. Do join me same time next week. Oh, no, not next week. I will not be here. I will be in America. I've got a call. But the week after, I will be back. But obviously, I'll share some lives. I'll share some things that I'm doing in the US. But hey, thank you so much for joining me. Keep smashing your Amazon businesses. Honestly, join the Fast Track FBA groups, YouTube channel, ask questions. I'm here to help. I'm here to support. And oh my God, I love being part of this journey and the community. So thank you. Stay safe, and I'll catch up with you 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.